A very good morning to all of you. Today we will discuss about the barriers of the entrepreneurship. There are so many types of hurdles and obstructions and the difficulties in the way when we start the entrepreneurship. For instance, the selection of the land and building on the prime location is a very difficult task. On the prime location, to construct the building requires a lot of money, a lot of funds. So it is very difficult for an entrepreneur in the beginning to manage such a heavy fund. So if the entrepreneur takes the building on rent, so this rent will be the regular concern of the entrepreneur. So a huge amount of the revenue will go in the form of rent. So this arrangement of the land and building on prime location is one of the barriers in the way of the entrepreneurship. So now second is the non-availability of the raw materials. If in the market there is a shortage of the raw material, sometimes due to the external factors, for instance, now these days in the lockdown period, the markets are not in a regular function. So sometimes there is a shortage in the market of the raw material and there is no proper supply of the raw material. So under such situations, it affects by two ways. In one way, it increases the material cost or the product cost, because the shortage of the raw material generates or rises the cost of the raw material, which results further in the rise of the cost of the product. Secondly, the non-availability of the raw material hampers or affect the production. Labors are there and the resources are utilizing, or you can say that resources are in function, but if there is non-availability of the raw material at that time, the production unit will be in a stagnation or stagnated state. So this brings the major barrier. Further, the machinery. In the production house, machinery, tools, equipments are important components. But as the time passes, or due to the rapid change in technology, machines may be outdated or obsolete. So these obsolete machineries require to be replaced, and the cost of the machinery is very high. So under this situation, it contributes the barrier or the hurdle or the obstruction for the entrepreneur, because it is not easy to manage the fund for such a huge for this huge amount, because machinery is very costly. So this is one of the major hurdles or barriers in the entrepreneurship. Further, the infrastructure support. If there is no support of the infrastructure from the side of the external agency, like as the government departments, again creates the barrier. For instance, the water system should be there, power supply should be proper for the machines or to run the production unit. drainage system should be the proper, and the road facility should also be in good position. But due to the red tapeism, the government departments are very hard to facilitate such facilities to the entrepreneur. Corruption also plays an important role in this ill management, you can say, because we all are aware of the situation of the red tapeism in government departments. So this is also one of the barriers. Further, the financial barrier, this is one of the most important barrier, because without funds, without finance, no business can be run, no enterprise can be established, or this arrangement of the funds, if there is a delay, then there is a delay in the manufacturing of the product, and all the system is disturbed. So the delay in the management of the funds also causes the delay in the work of the enterprise. Further, there may be the personal barriers. In personal barriers, we can discuss the barriers on the part of the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur may have some mental weakness, lack of the confidence, or the lack of communication skill, or lack of confidence. These all factors contribute the mental obstruction or the mental block. The emotional quotient is also important to be discussed. If the entrepreneur is not so strong emotionally, or he or she is unable to handle the emotional issues, at that time there may be the barriers. And the communication skill, you cannot imagine to run the business or to establish an enterprise if there is no communication skill is there or in the entrepreneur. So when we had discussed the qualities and the characteristics of the entrepreneur, if those qualities, traits and the characteristics are not found in an entrepreneur, then they all contribute the hurdles or the barriers. So these are the points, because if we think that whenever we run the business or we establish an enterprise, at that time there are the three sectors in which we have to work. One is the finance, another is the marketing, and third is the operational area. In operational area, we have discussed the machinery, tools, equipments, power supply, land, building, and all the infrastructure and all other things. In marketing, if there is market is down, at that time there is again barrier, because if there is no sale, then there is no use of the manufacturing. If our product is blocked, the money is blocked. If our product is not properly sales out, at that time we have to stock it, and then again problem, because there again we require the proper place to stock the product. Similarly, if there is a problem from the side of the customers, then again there is a barrier. If customers are not being handled properly, or if customers are not satisfied with the product or with the service which we are providing to them, then again there is a barrier in our business or for our entrepreneurship. So similarly the funds, similarly the operational area. So these three areas are important to set up a business plan. The business plan is not proper, then if there is a risk, then again there will be the hurdle. So the business plan should also be proper. So it needs a foresight, it needs a forecasting of the demand and the supply, or the knowledge of the market, knowledge of the investment of the capital. So such type of all things create the barriers for the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship means, as we discussed earlier, to start up a new business or to provide the service or a new venture. So there is a need of a huge setup. So if sometimes there is a requirement of the assistance from the side of the government departments, because as we know that the government plays an important role these days to boost up or to push the small scale industries. For this small scale industries, there are so many government institutions which are providing help to the new entrepreneur or for the young generation, because nowadays the Skill India or Make in India, such type of slogans are in air. So many new schemes are being launched, but we will discuss here some institutions which are running since a long time to increase the small scale industries as well as to help the entrepreneur in planning or in various types of assistance. For instance, if we discuss these are, for instance, there is a SEUY, SEEUY, self-employment for educated unemployed youth. So this scheme is being run for the youths who are at least 10th pass or ITI, and if their annual income is less than 1 lakh or more. So government gives the person or to the entrepreneur the training and guidance to assist him to start the new venture. If the person is between the age 19 to 35 years, so, or if he lives in an area where the population is about 10 lakh, so at that time the youth can take the advantage of this facility of Indian government. Further, DIC, DIC, District Industries Centers. So these agencies or these institutes are working on district level. So in this scheme or these institutes are meant for the development of the small scale industries in rural areas or in small villages, for like as a cottage industries. So to provide the guidance or to provide the other or to solve the other issues related to the entrepreneurship, this district industries for rural areas play important role. Further, NSIC, this National Small Industries Corporation Limited. These corporations have been opened by the Indian government in New Delhi, Howrah, Chennai, Rajkot in Gujarat. So these again give the guidance to start the small scale industries. They provide the training, they provide the business plan, they guide for a good business plan, and they also help to solve some other issues for the entrepreneur. Further, there is more institutes like as the SIDO, Small Industries Development Organizations. These provides guidance, consultancy and other types of help for the entrepreneur. Similarly, CCSISI, Small Industries Services Institutes. These institutes are for the promotion of small scale industries. For example, in Faridabad, in Ghaziabad, Noida and in Delhi, these institutes are established. These institutes are providing the training as well as the other types of knowledge and assistance for the to start a new venture or for the small scale industries type business. Further, there are the SIDC, State Industrial Development Corporation. So these are the government institutes which are trying to boost up or which are trying to push an entrepreneur in order to establish the enterprise or to start the small scale industries and the small organizations. They provide not only the training but they make acquainted the entrepreneur with the tools and with other requirements. They guide or they also guide them for the arrangement of the funds, because there are nationalized banks. There are nationalized banks. The banks are providing them the funds facility. They provide them advance. They provide them loans. So such type of knowledge is also provided in these institutes. So from the side of the government, there is a good and you can say that important effort for boost up and to enhance the entrepreneurship or the development of the skill in Indian youth. So I hope this lecture will motivate you to know more about such institutes, and you will also make an inquiry after visiting such institutes if you want to start a new enterprise or a new venture or a new business, because you must avail the facility provided by the Indian government in the form of funds, in the form of other type of assistance or subsidy. So have a nice day, and today we have finished this unit. There is a separate topic, SWOT analysis. That is a separate unit, but in entrepreneurship, an entrepreneur must aware of this type of analysis. So for the sake of knowledge, I want to tell you something about the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis means to study the strength and the weakness and the threat for the business, the challenges of the business, the hurdles of the business. So this type, when we start a business, there are so many factors from the external environment as well as from the personal level or inside the organization. So whenever we study and we make a table or we make a report type about our strength and about our weakness in order to run the business properly, and threat from the market or from the customer or from the competitors. So this study in a broad at a broad level is known as the SWOT analysis. So in entrepreneurship, this analysis must also be adopted in order to remove the barriers. So have a nice day. Hope that this video will help you to understand the concept of the entrepreneurship. Thank you.